I'm Sketches and Scrubs. Thank you for tuning into this video where I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful Christmas card in under 10 minutes. The items you'll need are a piece of watercolor paper, watercolor paint, a brush, a palette, a ruler and a pencil. Because I'd like some text in the middle, I just highlight roughly how much space I'd want, and then I'd start painting the leaves. So leaves on the left hand side going towards the left, leaves on the right hand side going towards the right, and leaves in the center just going roughly upwards. The key thing is that this card doesn't have to be perfect, and the more unique the leaves are, kind of the better the card ends up looking at the end. And the other thing is that I like to use lots of different types of green, so either adding blues to make them darker or yellows to make them lighter. I use different shades for different leaves, different shapes and different sizes, just to give the card a lot of character. And then I also have some overlapping leaves of different sizes to make the card look fuller. Depending on how many leaves you add, this can take you 5 minutes or it could take you 10 minutes. It's a very quick card, but it looks very nice when it's finished. And I essentially repeat the same thing that I did for the top half of the card on the bottom. If you haven't already done so, then I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe, to give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below and let me know what you've thought so far. I'm going to do a similar design for the bottom half of the card, but instead I'm just going to make it slightly slimmer, so it kind of almost has a triangle shape. So leaves in the center pointing straight down, leaves that are on the right hand side pointing towards the right, and leaves that are on the left hand side pointing towards the left. I try to use different sizes and different shapes and different shades. I think it's worth pointing out that although this is going to be a beautiful Christmas card, there is no reason why it can't be a beautiful card for any other occasion, such as a birthday. I like to vary the leaves. Sometimes I like to do small groups of them, so just small round leaves attached to a stem. To add a bit more variation to the bottom, mixed up lighter green and added leaves in between. These leaves I also painted in my Christmas wreath in the previous Christmas card tutorial, so if you haven't seen it, you should check it out, and then you'll also have a better idea of how you can really mix and match these leaves to make beautiful Christmas cards. So I mixed red with some blue to just get a bit of a deeper red, and I'm now adding Christmas berries because I love them essentially, and I think it just adds a little pop of colour. Once you've pretty much done this to your own satisfaction, there's only a few finishing touches that you need to add to really complete this card. So I have two examples, but in one I did a black line at the bottom and at the top of each where the leaves are coming from, just to kind of give a demarcation, or you can choose to give a gold line if you have some gold paint lying around or you know how to emboss, and then also a message. I'm going to be writing Merry Christmas on the card, and I decided to just practice on a paper I had underneath first. And I'm using cheap Crayola pens that cost £2 to £3 for a 12 pack. And then I'm also comparing that to my Faber-Castell brush pens. So you can see there's not a crazy amount of difference, you know, obviously excusing my handwriting. So you can really use what you have laying around, and if it is Crayolas, then you can get beautiful results anyway. So I set off for the Faber-Castell, and this is me writing the Merry Christmas. I'll leave links down below to all the tools that I have used and find useful. They are affiliate links, but you don't get charged anything extra for using them. I'm sure you can tell I'm not a professional calligrapher, but I think that looks quite nice. And then on looking at it, I actually feel like I want to make it a little bit more even and balanced, so I write Have a Merry Christmas. And then I add a few X's at the end as well. And that completes my Christmas card tutorial part 2. I hope that you find it useful, and I really hope that the recipients of this card love it as much as I do. I did decide to add a little bit of gold embossing to the top and the bottom and within the leaves, and if that's a skill that you'd like to learn, then please let me know down below in the comments and I will do a tutorial for that as well. Please feel free to tag me at Sketches.n.Scrubs in any of the cards that you make using this tutorial. And here's a reel of what actually was the inspiration for this card, and there are lots of reels like this and more on my Instagram at Sketches.n.Scrubs. If you haven't already, then please subscribe, like, leave a comment and all that good stuff down below. Check out the other videos for tutorials, paint alongs and hauls, and above all else, have a Merry Christmas.